Hello and welcome. This is going to be the Heart of the Matter reading for Capricorns for Lionsgate 8/8/2020, which is one day away. And these readings are to help you figure out where you may be leaking personal power and the ability to speak and stand in your truth. I did an all signs reading you might want to check out too, as well as the rest of your placements: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, and or North Node. Alright, Cappies, let's see what is at the heart of the matter that is preventing us, because I'm a Capricorn sun, from standing in our personal power, and issues that will likely continue to present themselves through tomorrow and the week after. But they'll be strongest today and tomorrow. Wow, these cards want to think. Maybe that's our problem, Cappies. We're overthinking things. Thank you, Spirit, for a card or two. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Oh, okay. Actually, I can I can resonate with these cards very well. So what we got on the bottom here, Three of Pentacles reversed, and the Ace of Wands reversed. And on the bottom, the Eight of Wands reversed. And what came to mind immediately was like the times that we want to say something and we don't feel like we can because there is some kind of a third-party situation. It might be like if you have someone who cooks and they cook really bad food and you would like to be able to give them some feedback and say, hey, maybe if you seasoned it a little bit differently or you did it this way or that way, it would taste much better. But we know that doing that is going to create some kind of conflict in there, and so we hold our tongue. But then as we do that, it saps our creativity, it saps our ability to work and be productive, and because of the nature of being an earth sign, you tend to keep it in until there's no movement, there's no momentum. And then what happens? You go boom. Let's see what's the hot topic on top today. Oh, look, our card, the devil, but in reverse. So yeah, definitely codependent connections. So fellow Cappies, look at where you are doing things to keep the peace when really you should be standing in your power, not necessarily, not being bully or anything like that, but just like, this is my boundary. I don't need to go and do the thing you want just because you're upset about it. And where we are unevolved in certain things, like with lust versus love. Or what connections are we holding on to and why, like especially any toxic connections going on. Let's see in here, yeah, Four of Cups reversed, Eight of Cups reversed, Knight of Swords reversed, over the Ace of Swords upright, yeah. So what I'm getting the sense of also is that for a fair many of you, you might resonate with the notion that there are some relationships that are very meaningful to us, and for Capricorns, Cancers, and Scorpios, it typically, if somebody violates our boundaries, we just stop talking and we just remove them from our environment so that we don't have to deal with that stress. But there are some relationships, could be parent and child, could be twin flame, could be just somebody you really appreciate, or a friend that you've committed to not abandoning, whatever it may be. There are some relationships that are causing you to, they're slowing your momentum in manifesting what you want. And it's time for an emotional breakthrough. It's time to talk about those boundaries and to speak the truth. And to do it not from a place of like, I need to teach them a lesson or I need to defend myself, more from a place of, I am working on me and I am a flowing, wonderful being, and I do not want to be stuck in the past, so I'm not going to turn a blind eye to these things. I'm also not going to fall into low vibrations and become a cutting, mean-mouthed person, but I am going to have good boundaries. And I'm not going to play the game. I'm not going to fight or get involved. I'm going to sit with spirit. And when I am aggravated, I'm going to meditate and pray and do things that are good for me and loving for me. I'm going to get in connection with my inner divine feminine, whether male, female, or out of the binary. And then just give the steering to spirit. Practice that much more often. We Cappies and most earth signs we tend to get into being overly controlling. So when it feels like you can't control something or something is dependent on what someone else does, give it to spirit. Give it to spirit. Free yourself. And let the towers happen. Let them happen. It's okay. You be the path of least resistance, and whatever it is that you want will flow to you. That's actually a part of, not the card, but that's a part of the nature of Capricorns, as we get to that point to where we've spent so much of our lives being limited by Saturn that at some point we are free to allow things to flow to us. Yeah, and then there comes the love, there comes the good business, there comes the spiritual enlightenment. But we gotta let go of whatever we're being greedy about, whether it's somebody that we care about or it's a personal possession or anything like that. What we want is new beginnings where things are pleasant and kind, and there's not an ulterior motive to it. And if we can't get out of this space and release our attachments to that stuff, then it's just going to be another karmic cycle with more unhappiness, more codependence, more conflict. So, Cappies, let's get into our higher commitment state. Recognize how much you have grown, how much you have matured, and stop struggling. It's okay to relax and just be this guy, just recognize that nobody can force you to do anything. A lot of us have grown up in different situations where we felt forced, either because somebody was yelling or being passive aggressive or doing things that made us feel like we were mean, not nice people for either not getting involved in the drama or just, holding good boundaries. So Capricorns, that's where the heart of the matter is for this 2020 Lionsgate. If you'd like a personal reading, I leave my email in the box below. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section, and otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.